What's happening, fuckers? I'm just up here enjoying the view. You know, I don't think San Francisco has ever looked this good. It's hard to believe it's even real. Because it isn't. Check this out. Honestly, it's almost impressive that shooting a rooftop scene on a green screen isn't close to the weirdest thing about 2003's The Room, often considered the quintessential good-bad movie. Thankfully, somebody took its inconsistent story, bizarre creative decisions, and unwanted mass, and turned it into a video game. So grab your plastic spoons, as we take a look at The Room tribute. So, let's get into it. Developed by Newgrounds founder Tom Falp, The Room Tribute is a point-and-click title, which combines traditional point-and-click gameplay, intricate sandwich-making mechanics, and more pixel art penises than any game should have. Set in the unholy nightmare escape that is San Francisco, The Room Tribute attempts to follow the plot of the movie, while fixing its plot holes. The story is told from the perspective of the main character, Johnny, as he goes to the bank, plays football in the park, and spares us from recreations of the movie's more embarrassing scenes, like the fucking me underwears guy. Gameplay is your standard point-and-click affair, with missions including showering every 10 seconds, going to work every day, being denied a promotion, and processing the trauma associated with seeing your future mother-in-law inflate a balloon with her ass. This is broken up by short mini-game segments, which introduce new gameplay styles. These include a football catching game, a bid trip runner style game, and a turn-based combat system straight out of Pokemon. Thankfully, the game avoids recreating the movie's numerous sex scenes. I'm not even sure how you do that.
Finish!
What's impressive about The Room Tribute is how well it manages to translate the source material into a gaming experience. Let's be honest, The Room would not be top of anyone's list for potential gaming adaptations, given its limited action sequences, and focus on dialogue and plot points written by a complete nutcase.
I got the results of the test back. I definitely have breast cancer.
But Tribute does an incredible job of extracting every last drop of usable content, and turning it into a fun game. The mini-games break up the overall gameplay, with each feeling polished and engaging despite their simplicity, and never detract from the game's overall quality. On top of this, the game offers a solid level of content, especially for a small flash title. Whether it be the various references baked into every pixel on screen, the collectible spoons hidden throughout the game, and the various achievements available which range from normal to unhinged. Whether that be buying the correct coffee for Johnny, reading Denny's stupid diary, or putting a rat in a sandwich. And honestly, I have to respect a game that allows me to fully express my creativity through the medium of sandwich art.
Wow, that is delicious. Finally, some good fucking food.
With that being said, there are some drawbacks to The Room Tribute, though they are incredibly minor. Despite the level of depth previously mentioned, the game is quite short, lasting at most about 2 hours. However, without any Easter egg hunting, the main story is easily completable in about half the time, especially if searching every screen to unlock the Find Thomas Curly Pube achievement isn't for you. I will admit, however, that this gripe is unfair, because nobody expects Baldur's Gate 3 levels of gameplay from a game based on a movie about a guy with a weird face. Outside of that, there aren't many glaring issues with The Room Tribute. I'm not sure I'd recommend this title to anybody who isn't intimately familiar with the movie, due to how dialogue heavy it can be, and believe me, there is a lot of dialogue, and how it relies on knowledge of the source for completing puzzles and objectives. Also, considering the quality of the mini-games, they're not as frequent as they should be. Except the football one, because Tommy just fucking loves football, for some reason. They should put him on the next Madden cover.
Phil, I ain't playing with you.
What are you doing on the computer? Go outside, it's so beautiful! Yeah!
Graphically, The Room Tribute looks great, especially for a flash title. The game is presented in a pixel art style, and does a good job in replicating the movie's San Francisco setting. From Tommy's house, to the football alley, to the weird liminal rooftop, the locations are recreated in great detail. And honestly, San Francisco has never looked this good, because they didn't add all the human shit. The character models also look accurate, Lisa and her scary face aside. Characters are instantly recognizable, especially with Tommy, his melty face is represented perfectly. The game's soundtrack is also really well done, composed by Ireland's best-known YouTuber, and the man behind such classics as The Sixers, Chris O'Neill. The game's soundtrack consists of songs from the movie's score, recreated in a 16-bit chiptune style. Each of the tracks sounds fantastic, and wouldn't seem out of place in any SNES title about a bad movie. What's interesting about the soundtrack is how abrupt it is when each of the traps loop. While this would be a negative in most games, something about it really works with the so bad it's good nature of the movie. Overall, the Room Tribute is a funny, engaging little experience, and one that I'd recommend to anyone with an interest in the source material. While not a long game, there are enough side missions and references that it is definitely worth your time. Anyway, I'll be off now. I think I might play around with the big green screen in the sky some more. I can't see what could possibly go wrong.
Give me the thug shaker, dude.
John Paul, listen to me.